Now on to the latest situation over Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin saying Moscow is ready for security talks with the U.S. and NATO. It comes as the Russian military announced a partial troop withdrawal from drills near Ukraine. Meanwhile, agricultural markets around the world continuing to closely watch that area. Russia is the world's top exporter of wheat, while Ukraine is a significant exporter of both wheat and corn. There's worry interference in shipments of wheat or corn because of a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine could make food inflation even worse, as global food prices are already close to 10-year highs. We're joined today by Dan Bosse with Ag Resource Company. Dan, as we talk about what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, I know you follow it closely. What's your read on how this situation either moves forward or gets resolved?
Well, my office in Geneva believes that Mr. Putin, or President Putin, will not be so quick to pull back troops and say that he has a loss. In other words, go home with his tail between his legs. So with that in mind, I believe that he may be rotating 10,000 troops home back. We're concerned that the troop presence in Ukraine may be there for some time. If the Duma last night, which did sign a pact against Minsk, if that's signed by Putin today, there may be more sanctions or more action. So this is a very fluid situation. We don't know exactly, but I don't think Putin's doing anything until he can declare that NATO's not coming into Ukraine, which the West won't allow, or indeed he's going to go home with some kind of landmass that gives him some solidarity with his populace back in Moscow.
What's the risk here to our ag markets or commodities in general?
Well, Russia accounts for over 30% of world wheat trade, Russia, Ukraine combined. A little 33% of sun oil trade, not an oil we talk about in America very much, but big in much of Asia and Europe, and then probably on barley. So the three commodities that are biggest or most impacted, wheat, barley, and sun oil. Would be the three commodities, all above 30% of world trade.
Yeah. Oil prices, do we risk seeing an escalation there? Or no?
Oil prices could rise on what we consider to be political insurance rates moving higher and all of that. But at the end of the day, I think Putin will find ways to pump oil, even if there's an embargo of the Bosphorus. So to me, the oil is less risky than the grains.